Good Monday morning to Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. This is your outlook for April 14th, 2014. We're going to have one more warm day ahead of this next cold front here that's going to bring us some rain on Tuesday. And we had temperatures that are running over 20 degrees above normal in some areas here over the weekend, especially on Sunday. We had temperatures reach 80 or above in a very large area of this interior here. From places like Allentown back to Harrisburg and over to Philadelphia, some points in between there all were 80 or above, and then of course some spots in South Delaware as well. Along the shore points it was a little cooler, and that's because we had the winds coming in from the south. When you have the southerly wind flow, it'll keep the temperatures right along the coastline a little bit cooler with that onshore flow, but still a nice day down there as well, just not as warm as the interior locations were. And that's going to be the case again today, except there are going to be a few more clouds that are going to be around, and that's because you have this cold front that's going to be advancing to the east here, and as it does so, it's going to allow the clouds to increase. This is all in association with a very strong area of low pressure here. It's going to move up through southeastern Canada, and there's going to be a cold front with it that's dragged through it, and as that front approaches, it's going to allow the clouds to start to filter in here. Now we're going to move this a little bit ahead here. This is Monday afternoon, and then finally Monday evening. Now, one thing the GFS that I'm showing you here does not show, that I'll show you on the NAM, it has a prefrontal trough out ahead of the cold front here. Here's your cold front itself. There's actually a prefrontal trough that's going to be moving out ahead of the cold front here, kind of like this, setting up here like this. And the NAM is actually showing some thunderstorms that are firing out ahead of that. This would be about Monday evening, sometime around 8, 9 o'clock. We're actually going to go over to the NAM high res, and I'll show you that. Here's a simulated radar reflectivity at that point, and this is all along that prefrontal trough that I drew, that dotted line. So the cold front's still way back here, out this way here, and off the map. So your prefrontal trough is actually sitting here like this, and this is out ahead of the cold front itself. So all this is showers and thunderstorms moving out in front of it, and it's already getting a State College right here where I'm putting this X. This is where State College is. So you see at this point at 8 p.m. Monday, we would have some thunderstorms moving across our area here, and this would mostly affect the western zone. So as this is not going to be a severe squall line, could be some gusty winds with it, but we're not talking about severe weather. And then this will kind of fall apart a little bit as we get into, we lose daytime heating, we go into the overnight hours here. Again, not a lot of instability ahead of this, so we're not dealing with a lot of anything that we're expecting with severe weather. It could be little gusty winds, and that's about it. And then we get to the overnight hours here, and once we get late evening and into just after midnight, we have the showers and some embedded thunderstorms here. Again, not severe, and this will be heading the overnight hours for much of the areas and moves further east. You'll see New Jersey is mostly dry at this point, and same thing with Delaware, and we think that will change as you get a little bit later into the morning on Tuesday. Here's Tuesday, this is still overnight, early morning hours on Tuesday, 4 a.m. Still mostly in eastern Pennsylvania rainfall at this point, but you see here as we get into early Tuesday morning now, Delaware and South Jersey gets into the action, and then everybody really gets in the action after this point as this starts to, you see Jersey gets into it here at 8 o'clock, and it looks like it was going to let up a little bit here in PA, but 3 hours later you see it fills in quite nicely. You get some heavy rain, some thunderstorms here again on Tuesday, a possibility, and this is with the ahead of the actual cold front, which is moving through at this point. Here's 5 p.m. on Tuesday, and this is moving off to the east here. Now, one thing I want you to take notice here is this right up here. This is showing some wintry precipitation for our northwest zones. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but I don't think you're going to be dealing with anything with accumulations. This is just indicating where snow would be falling, so you might have some flakes mixing in at the end here up in the Poconos. At the very tail end, you might even see it a little bit further south than that, but I really think this is just maybe I wouldn't be surprised if a few flakes mixed in, but we're not talking about any accumulations here, and this quickly moves out before it ends. This is 8 p.m. on Tuesday, and this is ending from west to east at this point. So here's 11 p.m. Again, just still some showers over across Jersey here, but this is going to end overnight on Tuesday night, and leave just mostly sunny skies for Wednesday. So we're not dealing with any long duration event here. I'll move this forward here in the GFS, and after that system moves through, or the prefrontal trough moves through, then we get the rain here on Tuesday morning, and area low pressure tries to form along this boundary here, the cold front boundary, which at this point here on Tuesday morning is sitting right back here. You can see that clearly where this is all snow behind it here, and this is of course rain on this side here. So again, going a little bit further here, GFS is trying to change this over. There's a few flakes here at the end. I would not be surprised to see that, but again, no accumulations, and of course the ground is too warm to support any accumulations anyway, even if it does go over to all snow. This does move through, and we have a very cold day relative to this time of year, with 10 to 15 degrees below normal temperatures here for Wednesday, and that's in large part due to this high pressure that's moved in behind it. It's going to anchor itself over New York State, and winds are going to shift out of the north, and you're going to have temperatures that are going to be struggling to get out of the 40s in many locations. So it'll be very cold shock it will be. We're going to be watching for some freezes both Tuesday night and Wednesday, and also some frost possibilities for early Thursday and Friday mornings. So if you do have plants that are starting to come up, I know I do, just take the necessary precautions to protect those tender plants and vegetation that are not that don't do well in cold weather. So we'll be remaining below normal for the rest of the week, and the next chance of precipitation will come here on Saturday with another frontal boundary moving through. And this is just for, looks like it's just Saturday, and then Sunday it clears out, and we have one day of an in-between day of nice weather for Sunday before another system affects us on Monday. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for April 14th, 2014. Have a great Monday.